Hey people, it's Thursday. What's going on? It is the 23rd of May. Cheers. Only had to delete one comment this morning. That's pretty good, actually. I love it. Most people are decent, and then people that don't, just stupid, shitty people, I just delete you. You haven't made a point. You haven't done anything. Just fucking grow up. Is what I say to people like that. So, a couple things. Happy to share something. A couple things. Well, the first thing is Richard Johnson of Lumberton Trading Company, Fourth Dimension Records, will be my next guest next Tuesday. He just released the first new bass communion release in a long time. Brand new release called Splintered that he is on. I have several releases on the labels. They just released a new Edward Caspell solo album, which is very good. Edward's out on tour now, or at least I see he's been playing some shows. So Richard will be my next guest on the channel. Looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm sure his story is quite interesting. So, looking forward to that. My real good news is that I reconnected with Blake. Blake finally came over yesterday. And I'm chuckling because exactly what I thought had happened is exactly what had happened. And people don't handle communication well. People don't handle direct communication well at all in the modern world. On top of that, a lot of people don't understand how to be assertive rather than to be shitty. Okay. Now I have practice, so I know how to be assertive, but I'm also pretty emphatic. When I care about things, you hear it in my voice. That's what people say they like. They enjoy my fervor, my enthusiasm. Well, the thing that got to Blake when he stopped coming over the one day was, I was just blunt with him. It's like, are you going to shit or get off the pot? Basically, about something that we were going to do, because I was tired. Got tired of waiting for him, and that just tripped him. Because without revealing his personal stuff, he let me know that, my words were kind of like a slap in the face to him in the middle of some bullshit that he was doing that came to no good for him. Crazy ass musicians. Musicians are crazy, and the best ones are just nuts. And Blake is real good on that damn trumpet, but he is a live wire when it comes to his emotions, and he wears them on his sleeve, and he is very excitable, and so shit affects him, and he'll go off on a tangent, and next thing you know, some stupid shit has happened. I'll reveal this much to you. I mentioned to you that when we played recently, where first time I saw him after the long silence, he had his latest girlfriend with him. She was a sex bomb. She was just screaming sex. Beautiful, but luscious. You know what I'm saying? Like melon balls. Just, that's already gone, already done, already. we had a good talk about that because I'm human. I'm actually in many ways like Blake, especially when it comes to to sex. I love sex, okay? But the landscape for relationships, and I'm not a one night stander, casual sex kind of person. It doesn't suit my emotions well. So I just shared with him, that I'm just not up for the challenge. The landscape of human um, the landscape of human interaction is very, very tough, and frankly, in my opinion, sick. So I just mostly sit out, and he's on his vibe right now. He's on his monk vibe right now. You know, and we'll see how long that lasts. And I don't mind talking like this because I know that Blake might see this. Blake. The other thing that I'll say that I hope helps some other people, or at least get you to thinking, is the other aspect that I knew was causing a problem for us was alcohol. I'm so glad I don't like alcohol. I was done with alcohol before I was 25. I mean, I drank stupidly as a teenager. I don't like alcohol. I don't like the taste. I don't like beer. I don't like it at all. I don't have to have ever a drink of an alcohol drink, even if it's some $1,000 wine. I don't have to. Not even interested. So to find out, sure enough, yeah, I'm struggling with that motherfucking alcohol. But it's great to see him, and it's my feeling towards Blake. I'm telling you folks this stuff because this is my life, and this is why you come here. Okay, I'm not. It's truly me. I'm not putting on airs for no fucking body. My feeling towards Blake is he's a friend, but it's also paternal. I almost feel like a dad figure for him. And sure enough, as we're hanging out, and I'll show you what we listened to, um, there was a couple of moments of just pure joy. It says, "Oh, Blake, it's so good to see you and have you here," because I'm playing music and we're talking, and he listens very similar to me. He listens, and music excites him, and it's fun to listen to with him because he hears stuff that your average person does not listen and hear. He's a musician. So it was joyous, and there was just a couple times, I've missed you so much, and I just said it, and it felt like a dad miss more than a friend, like a friend, but a lot of love. It's like, I really missed you, Blake, and I love to give him a hug. He's like a son to me in many ways. I shared with him how someone is trying to prank us, or prank me, or troll me, with a fake music post that I'm not pointing any attention to. It's like, I don't care about this. Who the fuck is so fucked up that they want to just prank us for what? Fuck them. And thankfully, when I shared this information with Blake, because his name is on the fake post, he said, "Man, I don't give a fuck. We agreed. We don't care. We don't even know why. He ain't done nothing to nobody, so just fuck him. Fuck them." So I asked Blake, what he'd been listening to, and I was surprised to hear, because he's a big funker. He's into funk, but he said he'd been listening to the Sundays, and he got turned on to Roxy music. I said, "Really, Roxy music?" So I have all of Roxy music, and I have a bunch of stuff on video. So we jumped into some Roxy music. Now, I started by playing something off the first album, which is like, that's, to me, if people say, "Where should I start with so-and-so?" I always say, start at the damned beginning and shut the fuck up. That's how I feel about it. I do. Stop asking stupid questions and go get get your feet wet. So we started with the first album and we watched a live clip of Remake Remodel and talked about how the band could not hold both Brian's, Eno and Ferry, because Brian's the front man, obviously a peacock, but there's Eno, which when you see him, you can't take your eyes off of him. That couldn't last for long. Um, Shared how I got to see them, and then I got to this because I know that Blake loves a good beat. This album is so fucking badass, and I loved listening to it with Blake yesterday. We didn't start with Avalon. We started on side 2 with the main thing. That groove that's a groove and a half. I loved the look on his face when I played the video first, which the fidelity wasn't as good, so I had to get the record out to play it on my good stereo. And I had to dance a little bit. I got up and started grooving. You know that the way it starts, it's a sling, it's sexy and slinky, and I wish I could play it for you, but I'd get a copyright strike. But Blake's eyes went, what the fuck, that beat, ba-da, ba-da, ba. We tripped heavy on Roxy Music for a minute. Really love listening to music with Blake as well as playing. So yeah, we're going to get back to it. I told him that one of the main things that pissed me off about him going off the deep end on me was that I thought we were making a record. I thought we were recording. He said, yeah, I want to get back to it. But I told him, it's like I've switched gears, I put the Muse #2 on back burner because of your ass, It's like I can't wait around for you. But that brings me to the track that I shared, Moom. Moom is a groove. It's not a song, and it's really not even complete. Someone said to me it needs a key change. Well, duh. It's like it could, but the key change idea hasn't come to me, and that's not even complete. It's just it's a track that I started in December that when I play it, it just gets traction. People like it. So the next thing you know, I played it live, but I don't think it's done. I flew the track to Hank, waiting to see what he wants. If Hank has an arrangement idea where he comes up with another part for it, I'm all ears for it. Okay? But generally speaking, people that don't, just coming out of the blue, well, you should do this and you should do that. I don't want to hear that if I don't know you. Honestly, I don't. And the person who said it, I don't know him. I ain't met him yet. So it's like, I don't even, you make the track. Let me see what you do. That's my honest feeling. And here's why, people. Early on in my music making, as I started to try to write music, and when I would share it with people, one of the things I encountered a lot that I didn't see happening with a lot of other people is one of the first things people would do is tell me, well, I think it needs this. Well, you should have done that and you should do this. Pisses me off. It's like, if you can't acknowledge what I've done, the first thing you want to do is tell me what you think I'm supposed to do. I don't like that. Working with other musicians on ideas together, it's different, okay? But just having somebody sit on like an armchair general, that shit pisses me off, okay? Seriously. No big deal, just telling you, okay? So, I was watching some video stuff, a documentary on session musicians, a good one, and side players. And then I watched another one where they were talking about what happened to these musicians, A lot of clickbait stuff for a long time, I won't click on it. And now it's like everyone wants you to watch, so they have these clickbait titles. And so it's like, well, I can't find out if anything's any good without clicking on it. So I've started doing that, and some content is interesting. Most of it is clickbait. but one that I watched about musicians that are gone or forgotten about was pretty good. And they brought up Tim Buckley. and they talked about his albums. And as they were talking, I couldn't remember if I had this album or not, which is probably his most weird album, Lorca. So I looked it up, and sure enough, I do have it. I have Lorca by Tim Buckley. Had to play this. This is weird and spooky, and really not a lot of fun to listen to. He had quite the voice, but what he would do with it sometimes is like, what are you doing? Where are you taking us? It's weird and it's spooky. Lorca, Anonymous Proposition, the first side. It has a jazzy background. I was looking to see who's playing here on guitar, because I noticed Lee Underwood on guitar. I noticed a couple of his passages on guitar were very nice. But overall, this is something to know and experience. But I didn't enjoy it, actually. I have most of his albums, so I like Hello Goodbye is my favorite by him. But what a powerful voice. And frankly, I can hear in his delivery how he's a bit mad. You know, another one of them crazy musicians. God only knows what he was thinking, and killed himself, basically. Man, I'm so glad I got done with polysubstance abuse and survived it, because I've done everything. Yeah, pretty much everything. Crystal, MDMA, heroin, freebase, pills. Just what kind of pill you got? What are you taking? Let's try it. I'm glad I survived it. Another album I played all the way through. I don't know what made it pop up. John Stevens. Clive Stevens. John Stevens. Why? John Stevens, the drummer. See how I have to kind of... Voyage to Uranus. Feature Atmospheres featuring Clive Stevens. We were friends for a while on Facebook. I think he's passed away. This is Fusion. The other one with the brown cover, which I do have. This one is highly recommended. If you happen to see this fellow that I ran into at Homer's who was looking for Fusion, here's one for you. Of these two, this one is the one to get. If you find this one, this is pretty good, but this one is fire. This one has Billy Cobham on it, Rick Laird, the rhythm section from Mahavishnu Orchestra, Ralph Towner and Steve Kahn, and John Abercrombie on guitars. Get out of here. Okay? I love this. But this, as I was listening to side 2, it dawned on me, I'd never listened to side 2 all the way through. All these years I've had this album, I can't remember hearing the last 2 tracks, because Return to the Earth was kind of like, oh, okay, here he is touching on that thing that I like. It's kind of moody and soft, but it's got the European thing. It doesn't have the American schmaltz shit that I didn't like about Dave Sanborn records, for example. Dave Sanborn's a great player, great musician, but that schmaltzy, let's have sex kind of smooth jazz, I fucking hate. But the Europeans, to me, got it right, where it's mood, atmosphere, ambience, even sometimes elegance. We're chilling, but we're chilling like big dogs, not making porn movies like some. Unfortunately, I will never forget the first time I encountered, surfing porn, because I'm human, and come across Stanley Clark being used in porn. That just really pissed me off. And it almost like turned me off of I don't look at much anyway, but that really soured me. It's like, this is not right. This is not the right use for this music. So, besides that, yesterday was Sun Ra's 110th birthday, happy cosmic birthday. So I busted some Sun Ra. And I played one that's not typical, although he doesn't have typical records. but some of his albums you see shown more than others. So I played this one, Solar Myth Approach Volume 2. Love the shades, huh? He really was quite a figure. And this is real good. And there's one track that's just a synthesizer solo. It's like, damn. He was the real deal, ahead of his times and not full of bullshit. Anything else? No, the other stuff is me still playing the new records. Played side 2 of Lard Free. So glad I got this. Tempted to get their other albums now. I just need to just hold off till next month, though. I gotta pay insurance. Okay, so I'm glad. Thanks for the feedback on the visual and Moon, because like I said, it's not a song. It's really not even a complete track, but it's just like I said, it's gotten so much nice attention. I just go ahead and share it. I love the visuals too that Aaron did for it. I didn't get chosen. I found out that they didn't choose it, so I won't be shown at the summer concert series. But that's fine. I got to share it with you folks. That's what I got, and it's already 21 minutes. Okay, folks. For you folks who are smartasses, I just delete you. You have no point. You just show your own immaturity. Can you understand that? I think apparently not, because that's part of the problem with sociopathic personalities, psychopaths, people who are kind of dumb, is they don't comprehend that, they don't understand. They don't even understand themselves. So, but I'll say it again. You just make yourself look stupid when you come over here and try to say something stupid to me. I'm not on your level. Like most of the people who are here with me. Good people. Take care, y'all. Family. Always thinking about you.